This is JoJo Robinson, and I have the distinct pleasure of having Geoff Klein and Maureen Fine here in the studio today, and they're the founders of the Tumbleweed Film Festival. Welcome, Geoff, and welcome, Maureen.
Hi.
Welcome.
Now, I know this film festival is being held once a year in Oroville, and it was held, I believe you said it was in August of 2010. And we're looking at actually having maybe the best of the fest come to Osoyoos in 2011. So we'll talk more about that, and you'll hear more about that in the months to come. But what I'd like Geoff and Maureen to really, kind of focus on is the submissions. How do you, as a filmmaker, get into the festival? What are all the things around the film industry that you can share? Because it's not very often that we have filmmakers in our studio audience. So please, just take it away.
Mo, you want to take it?
Sure. Tumbleweed Film Festival, there's a couple ways to submit. The best way to submit is through withoutabox.com. And Without a Box is a really good website for filmmakers and film festivals. And as filmmakers, you can go on there for free and set up your profile and put up a trailer, your press kit, and you can fill out one application and go through all the different festivals and submit that way. And it's really easy. And Tumbleweed's up there now. There's also our website, which is www.tumbleweedfilmfest.com, and you could just submit directly to us that way. We take all kinds of movies, shorts, and this year we're going to be doing features. We're also offering prizes this year. First, it's going to be
Best feature,
and
then best short.
Best short, and then the other cool thing is the Best of Fest, which we were just talking about a little earlier. And the Best of Fest is a way that you might not get like first place, but there'll be the opportunity for filmmakers to have their movies travel around. And we're hoping to bring that here to Osoyoos. And anything else you want to add to that?
Well, just one thing, and that's as we're both filmmakers, and we've both made, between the two of us, probably about a dozen movies, mostly shorts. And as filmmakers, we do know what it's like to submit your movies to film festivals. And often you will never hear anything back from the film festival. But at our festival, one of the things that we're really trying to create more of a nurturing environment for filmmakers, so that every filmmaker, whether their movie is accepted or not, will receive a review of their movie, which is kind of a nice thing, I think, because it's just nice to know that somebody's actually looked at your movie and taken the time to write a few notes about it.
Fantastic. They're not going to hear me if I'm back here. So it sounds like you've got kind of a, like you say, a nurturing approach and also some coaching, because if you're a filmmaker and you've submitted something, then you're going to get some feedback back, and then you'll be able to, okay, I'm going to forget it, Keith, don't even talk about that. Just don't even put that on there. Keep going, talk about something.
I think there's the feedback is, something that we always, really like. We also, we're going to have a wide range of screeners. And so they'll just be like,
cut. That's okay. Yeah, we'll just stop for a moment.
Yeah, the screenings are good, and then.
Well, in terms of like a review, it is nice for filmmakers to get a little bit of feedback, because maybe they're not aware of certain things. When you work so closely with your own art, you sometimes are so narrow that you can't really see what other people are seeing or telling you about the movie, and it often helps, because somebody might just tell you that your movie was maybe just a little long, but I really liked this. And I think the thing is with the review is that you should also be positive, because in anybody's art or movie, there's always something positive to it.
Making a film is not, we understand that making a film is not an easy process, and we understand when we look at a movie that somebody's made, story is really important, and camera work is important, and editing is important, but we also know what it takes to get locations, what it takes to get maybe your friends to act. It takes a certain kind of director to be able to get a friend to act. And so, we understand how hard it can be to get certain props. Timing, a lot of filmmakers, how do they raise the money to do this? Well, they work, so it's hard. We understand that. And so when we look at films, we're looking at all of that. So, but we're also looking to, for movies that our audiences are going to enjoy and want to keep coming back to the festival. And so that's why we're going to have a wide range of screeners. And people's opinions about stuff is really quite wide too when it comes to movies. It's amazing. You can walk out and you might have 4 people hate it, 3 people love it, and 2 people forget that they even saw it, and then you wonder, did we all watch the same movie? And that's just the really cool thing about film. And, speaking of the cool thing about film and this film festival is we also are doing this with wineries, local wineries, and that's why we chose this area, because the Okanagan area is just full of all kinds of wineries that people just might not know about, and the wines are great, and it's a great atmosphere to watch movies. It's absolutely beautiful, the scenery is great, and it's an opportunity to drink locally made wines and see movies from all over the world.
I know. What was your catchphrase? I heard you say drink locally and
watch globally.
Watch globally.
Yeah.
So you've got international films, which I think is very exciting. Yeah. So the films that we're going to see at this film festival, or Best of the Fest, are films that we're not going to see anywhere else, probably.
Hopefully not.
Certainly not that collection together.
Not in that collection together, and not... there's a lot of independent movies out there, and not all of them make it to the big theaters. Yeah, thousands. And not all of them are going to make it to the big theaters, and sometimes your only opportunity to see these great short movies is at a festival. And sure, they might be at another festival somewhere in Brazil or somewhere in Colorado or New York, but if you happen to be in this area during this time, it's a really good opportunity to see something you might never get the opportunity to see.
Fantastic. Well, I certainly am going to be looking forward to working with you to bring the Best of the Fest to Osoyoos. But can you just tell us one more time, for all of those filmmakers, those budding filmmakers, those creative people out there who need your coaching, who need your encouragement, who want to be submitting for the annual festival coming up next year, how do they do that? Just one more time, please.
You go ahead, Mo.
Oh, I'm going to go ahead. So you can go to Without a Box, which is www.withoutabox.com. And fill out your filmmaker page, and then look up the Tumbleweed Film Festival, or just go to our website, which is www.tumbleweedfilmfest.com. And you can, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure seeing both of you and meeting both of you, and I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of each other as months go on.
Great. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe.
Take care. Lovely.